analogy of the dark and the light. And I think when I reflect into my own journey, me, Karina, as the founder of Smiling One and the Smiling One Foundation, it is being exposed to all these courageous journeys that really have shaped me. Because I, as you all, also felt quite lost in many aspects of my journey. And I had to actually summon quite a bit of courage to walk the path, not just to be in the survival space. You know, when I listen to Mandilaka and hey, it's like you're just living kind of thing, but you're not really living, you're surviving, right? So I was a really good survivor. So a lot of the work and being attracted to showing up and being a travel companion, not one with all the answers, by the way, as you said, Franklin, but somebody who knows what it means to be hurt, to be wounded, as Theo also said, and I wasn't fit for the dance of life because I had a lot of injuries. And it's been incredible to have the privilege of walking next to people inside prison. And let me just share for a moment how it actually came about, because I didn't really intend to go into prison. I immigrated to South Africa in 2006, end of 2006, and I had quite a big wobble at the start of the journey. But I had no clue that South Africa was just getting ready. It was just getting ready for me. And for me to get ready for this experience, I had this major challenge upon arriving, which was a perfect launch pad for my growth process. And within that first year, I kind of had to find out, okay, so what am I doing in South Africa? Because I decided to stay. I could have gone back to Denmark, where I'm from originally, but I decided to stay in the country and to kind of feel into what is my direction, what is my purpose, and started writing my book, The Responsible Individual, which is a very important puzzle piece in our coaching work today and in the platforms we bring to all our clients. And I started crafting the first part of the coach education that today is known as Circles of Change Education, that also educates change agents. And I was then going to different business breakfasts to introduce my work and share a little bit about what I do. And it was at a business breakfast in 2007 that I met a social worker from Brunflo Maximum Prison. So that's kind of how it all started. And because I was busy writing the book, I was busy crafting the coach education. I soon learned that first year that I needed a project for the coaches to train their skills. And there's this puzzle piece of caring that I was starting to discover within myself that was quite new to me. Not that I didn't know care, but I'm not to the level that I kind of was, that was starting to blossom within me by coming to this incredible country. And my whole concepts, my paradigm around what is poor, what is rich, what is good, what is bad, everything I knew was being reset and remolded. So I was going through this major shift. So I said to the social worker, I had a corporate training the week after on November 1st at Godini Spa, which is just out very close to the Maximum Center at Brunflo. And I then, after the training, I visited the prison, and the first 16 men that started the journey, where 8 of those became our first coaches. And those were the coaches Franklin was introduced to that met him. So it's just to create some context, how just like each man is talking about their new version and the courage and all they've done, same for me. I mean, I feel so privileged to have been in the presence of these men, to be in the presence of every single client, beneficiary, project partner we have. I have such gratitude, and I know how important it is also to feel the privilege that you can be crafted in alongside other people if you're willing to be a student of the journey. So Smiling One is really a place for fellow students. And that's how we start each session. We always start like we're both students and teachers. We're here to help each other. So my fellow students and fellow teachers here at our AGM, thank you for having shaped with me Smiling One and the Smiling One Foundation, because it wouldn't be what it is today without any of you. And that counts for Natalie too, by the way. Fellow student, fellow teacher, I bow to my beautiful daughter, because same, being a mom has been an incredible inspiration. It's also what I see in these journeys of the men here, and actually in each person we journey with, that once we begin to integrate that caring puzzle piece, it happens naturally. And I'm going to speak to that as well today. It's like a primary setting. We then really start to care for those around us and our kids, our families. It's like, I'm not going to just do change for me, I'm going to do change for them too. And it's a powerful puzzle piece in the change equation, actually, is that care that naturally just comes alive. So this is me, Karina, and it's a pleasure to be here with all of you today and to take on this beautiful journey through our annual report. And I think our AGM as the Smiling One Foundation is probably very different to many other AGMs. We really want to give everyone an experience so you feel, who is Smiling One? Who is the Smiling One Foundation? When you're talking about impact, what does it mean? What does impact mean in your world? I hope, of course, that you already now feel the impact, because even just in the round of introduction, the impact is very evident. And that's in itself just a phenomenal privilege to be witness to. Of course, we want to take you into our world. So I'm going to share my screen and start the presentation. I will be doing a lot of talking, but it is really so you can get the experience, because I do realize just by looking at the annual report, it doesn't mean it would connect all the dots for you. So I will do my best to guide the journey through the annual report. I will call on voices of the men to support the presentation at certain points. And of course, also a little bit further towards the end, we're going to have really an experience just before we check out again, just to see what moved me today. What was it about this experience, the change experience that I'm taking with me today? So I'm going to share my